What's up, everyone? Welcome to another new episode of OfferVault News. I'm your host, Eddie Grand. For all you affiliate networks and advertisers out there, we're currently offering special promo on OfferVault News sponsorship. This is a great way to promote your company on a future episode of the news and will get your business in front of thousands of weekly viewers. Special package rates are available for current OfferVault advertisers. Contact Josh at OfferVault.com for more details. In our main story this week, we are going to discuss a new click fraud extortion racket that's just been exposed. But first, here's a rundown of this week's top headlines. FTC to investigate past deals by tech giants. The Federal Trade Commission recently revealed that they ordered Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google's parent company Alphabet, and Microsoft to turn over information about prior acquisitions in an effort by the FTC to broaden its review of the power of big tech companies. The FTC said it requested information about hundreds of smaller deals made by the 5 tech giants over the last decade. The types of deals that they're targeting weren't required by law to be reported to regulators, and that could provide insights into antitrust abuse. Facebook, Google, and others have scooped up dozens of smaller tech firms over the years, many of them for less than $100 million. If during this study we see transactions that were problematic, all of our options are on the table, and it is conceivable we can initiate enforcement action with those deals. Joseph J. Simmons, the FTC chairman, said in a call with reporters. He added that the orders for information were separate from the FTC's ongoing antitrust investigations into big tech companies, but could inform the inquiries. These actions add more fuel to the fire in Washington, where calls to scrutinize the nation's largest technology companies continue to grow. The Justice Department, Congress, and state attorneys generals are also examining Apple, Amazon, and others to probe whether they acted in an anti-competitive manner in many different areas. This is one of the few issues that Washington lawmakers have actually united against in a rare showing of bipartisanship. The FTC is examining a decade's worth of smaller deals. Specifically, they're looking into a tech industry practice known as killer acquisitions that smaller rivals have said is used to choke off competition. The concern is that there were hundreds of acquisitions by big companies like Facebook and Google that were intended to nip in the bud firms that might have ended up being important competitors and innovators that could have changed the paradigm, said A. Douglas Malamed, a professor at Stanford Law School and a former antitrust official at the Justice Department. What's interesting to note is that Microsoft was one of the companies named in the announcement. Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google have all been under constant scrutiny by regulators since last year. But Microsoft previously hadn't battled and settled an antitrust case since the late 1990s. The investigation immediately hurt the stocks of all the large tech companies involved, with Facebook and Microsoft taking the hardest hits. Last month, the House panel heard testimony from executives of small companies like Sonos and PopSockets who said that giants like Google and Amazon had harmed their businesses. The Justice Department will hold a series of public discussions in Silicon Valley this week with venture capitalists. The panels will focus on so-called startup kill zones, which is a fancy way of describing how the world's biggest tech firms are so dominant that they can easily crush the competition with predatory tactics, or even easier, they can just purchase any potential threats before they get big enough to become a full-fledged challenger. Will this latest development help level the playing field in the tech industry, or is it too little, too late? Comment your thoughts below. This next headline is some very concerning news, especially if you use Google Chrome. Chrome extensions revealed to be part of Malvertising network. According to researchers, over 500 browser extensions secretly uploaded private data from millions of users to attacker-controlled servers. The extensions were part of a long-running malvertising and ad fraud scheme that was discovered by independent researcher Jamila Kaya. She and researchers from Cisco-owned Duo Security eventually identified 71 Chrome Web Store extensions that had more than 1.7 million installations. The researchers then privately reported their findings to Google, which led the company to identifying more than 430 additional extensions. Google has since removed all known extensions. In the case reported here, the Chrome extension creators had specifically made extensions that obfuscated the underlying advertising functionality from users. Kaya and Duo security researcher Jacob Rickard wrote in a report, "These harmful extensions were mostly presented as tools that provided various promotion and advertising as a service utilities. They engaged in ad fraud and malvertising by shuffling infected browsers through a maze of sketchy domains. Each plugin first connected to a domain that used the same name as the plugin to check for instructions on whether to uninstall themselves. The plugins then redirected browsers to one of a handful of hard-coded control servers to receive additional instructions, locations to upload data, advertisement feed lists, and domains for future redirects. Infected browsers then uploaded user data, updated plugin configurations, and flowed through a stream of site redirections. Many of the redirections led to benign ads for products from Macy's, Dell, and Best Buy. What made the scheme malicious and fraudulent was a number of factors, including the large volume of ad content, as many as 30 redirects in some cases, the deliberate concealment of most ads from end users, and the use of the ad redirect streams to send infected browsers to malware and phishing sites. While each of the 500 plugins appeared to be different, they all contained almost identical source code, with the exception of the function names, which were unique. None of the plugins have any user ratings, a trait that left researchers unsure of how exactly the extensions got installed. Google ended up thanking the researchers for sharing their findings. What are the best ways to protect yourself from shady and malicious browser extensions? Let us know your thoughts and advice in the comments section below. And don't forget to join the community in our OfferVault official Facebook group. The messaging app WhatsApp just reached a new milestone. WhatsApp reaches 2 billion users. Facebook just announced the news on their blog. Here's a breakdown of that blog post. They started off by stating, mothers and fathers can reach their loved ones no matter where they are. Brothers and sisters can share moments that matter. Coworkers can collaborate, and businesses can grow easily by connecting with their customers. And then the company proclaimed, we know that the more we connect, the more we have to protect. Apparently, every private message sent using WhatsApp is secured with end-to-end encryption by default. In fact, your private messages are protected by an unbreakable digital lock that keeps the information you send over WhatsApp secure from hackers and criminals. Messages are only kept on your phone, and no one in between can read your messages or listen to your calls, not even WhatsApp. Your private conversations stay between you. Just don't lose your phone. Nowadays, strong encryption is a necessity. WhatsApp started with the goal of creating a service that is simple, reliable, and private for people to use. Today, they remain just as committed to helping connect the world privately and to protect the personal communication of 2 billion users all over the world. As WhatsApp continues to grow, we can look forward to the integration of more business tools into the app. Will WhatsApp play a major role in the future of SMS marketing? Tell us your opinions in the comments section below. In our main story this week, we are going to discuss a new scheme that has apparently been running rampant online. New click fraud extortion racket exposed. A new email-based extortion scheme is making rounds, and it's targeting website owners that serve banner ads through Google's AdSense program. Here's how the scam works. The fraudsters threaten to flood the publisher's ads with so much bot and junk traffic that Google's automated anti-fraud systems will suspend the user's AdSense account for suspicious traffic unless they pay a specific amount in Bitcoin. We have an example of one of these types of threatening messages. It starts by taking lines from an automated email that Google's systems might actually send if they detect your site is seeking to benefit from automated clicks. And then the message continues. Very soon, the warning notice from above will appear at the dashboard of your AdSense account. Undoubtedly, this will happen due to the fact that we're about to flood your site with huge amounts of direct bot-generated web traffic with 100% bounce ratio and thousands of IPs in rotation. A nightmare for every AdSense publisher. More also will adjust our sophisticated bots to open in endless cycles with different time duration every AdSense banner which runs on your site. The message goes on to warn that while the targeted site's ad revenue will be briefly increased, AdSense traffic assessment algorithms will detect very fast such a web traffic pattern as fraudulent. Next, an ad serving limit will be placed on your publisher account and all the revenue will be refunded to advertisers. This means that the main source of profit for your site will be temporarily suspended. It will take some time, usually a month, for AdSense to lift your ad ban, but if this happens, we will have all the resources needed to flood your site again with bad quality web traffic, which will lead to a second AdSense ban that could be permanent. The message then demands $5,000 paid in Bitcoin to prevent the attack. The extortionists are likely banking on the fact that some publishers may view paying up as a cheaper alternative to having their main source of advertising revenue destroyed. A receiver of this type of email said he considered the message likely to be a baseless threat, but after receiving his recent AdSense traffic statistics, it showed that detections in his AdSense invalid traffic report from the past month had greatly increased. Google has recently begun enhancing its defenses by improving the systems that identify potentially invalid traffic or high-risk activities before ads are served in an effort to crack down on AdSense fraud. Google defines invalid traffic as clicks or impressions generated by publishers clicking their own live ads, as well as automated clicking tools or traffic services. Commenting on the scam messages, Google said the messages appear to be a classic threat of sabotage, where an actor attempts to trigger an enforcement action against a publisher by sending invalid traffic to their inventory. We hear a lot about the potential for sabotage. It's extremely rare in practice, and we have built some safeguards in place to prevent sabotage from succeeding, the statement explained. For example, we have detection mechanisms in place to proactively detect potential sabotage and take it into account in our enforcement systems. Google said it has extensive tools and processes to protect against invalid traffic across its products, and that most invalid traffic is filtered from its systems before advertisers and publishers are ever impacted. We have a help center on our website with tips for AdSense publishers on sabotage, the statement continues. There's also a form we provide for publishers to contact us if they believe they are victims of sabotage. We encourage publishers to disengage from any communication or further action with parties that signal that they will drive invalid traffic to their web properties. If there are concerns about invalid traffic, they should communicate that to us, and our ad traffic quality team will monitor and evaluate their accounts as needed. So Google says that they pretty much got your back And don't buy into any of these types of scams or threats. Have any of our viewers out there ever received these types of emails before? Do you have any experiences dealing with AdSense fraud? Is enough being done to protect publishers from this type of extortion? Let us know your stories, thoughts, and opinions by commenting below, and make sure you join the conversation in our OfferVault official Facebook group. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page so you never miss a new episode of OfferVault News. Feel free to contact us at tips@offervault.com. As always, I'm your host, Eddie Grand, and I'll see you next time.